Why did you decide to return to Muay Thai?
I never left. I didn't leave. So it was much more difficult, but it's either my career and be selfish and just focus on me, or invest into my team. And Predator has been going for a long time, and if it had to be my career over the gym name, it's got to be the gym, because without them I wouldn't have anything. I'd rather never fight again than watch the gym go down. So it was more over, I think the thirst for fighting has always been there. Now Tony's back and I'm working with Tony, I'm in a better place, like mentally, and especially my lifestyle. So I was fighting before, I was juggling with my 2 children, I was a PE teacher, having to train, do you know what I mean? You've got so many other things to think about. Then you've got a diet, and it's just like, I was never at home, to the point, to the detriment of even my relationship with my wife. It was just, I was never there. So you're always doing something, but you always feel like you're playing catch up with someone that's, if you've got a fight that's fully sponsored, and you're at work, and every time you're at work, I can't wait to I need to get to the gym, I need to get to the gym, they're training. It's that mentality, do you know what I mean? And that's why now, I think now I'll be better than I've been. I think I'm in a better space. I'm learning more. I feel much more relaxed in terms of what I want for myself.
D. James and his team right this second of Pride of the UK.
You can't do it on your own. You can't. You can have one person, the world's best coach, whatever, but you still need sometimes that little nudge. Come on, you've got this. And when you just, you know, like I've actually broke down the gym where I've been crying because my performance is that poor. I feel that it's poor, because you can't see what other people can see, you can only feel. So you're looking, it was there looking at you, aren't they? And it's just having conversations with people and understanding that they felt like it before as well, and it's not unusual. You should pass it round. Some people grab the ball and run off and we'll shut the door behind them. I think that my job was to open the door, because the people that did it before me, they're the likes of Will, Yuki, Damien, Carla, Liam, Dave Lloyd, they're all those people. That door could have been closed, could have been watching that door all day long. They open the door, I can walk through it, so don't shut it behind you. And that's where I get annoyed with people, when they're selfish. If you're selfish, you don't belong with us. You go on your own. You need to be on your own, go on your own, do it yourself. Do you know what I mean? And I've just never been that kind of person.
Don't you have to be a bit selfish to be a successful fighter?
You do, on fight day, but you don't have to be an absolute tool. Do you know what I mean? You do need to be selfish to an extent, because you've got to focus, you've got to zone in, you've got to be disciplined. So there are certain things you need to do, but you know, and switch it on and when to turn it off. And I think I'll switch it on when it's, all I ever know is when I'm talking to someone, I get in, it's me time. When that bell goes, that's me time. That's when I'm selfish. It's all about me. Then I've got to have that to be able to perform at my optimal best. Do you know what I mean? I can't perform without being selfish. When I come out the ring, if I walk around proud and talking about myself, no, you're being a bit of a tool. Do you know what I mean? It should be, talk to a promoter after you fought, I've got this lad coming through, he's in chance you can go on the show next, rather than who have I got next. You bring your team with you, you grow together, you don't just, oh, because now I'm winning, I'm doing well, oh, I'm up here, oh, forget them. No, no. Because I'll stand on the shoulders of giants, I've always said it, and my team, they're everything. I've grown up on my team.
Talk to me about finding out when you had cancer.
I got really ill, and I don't know if I passed out, collapsed or something, and I woke up in hospital. Didn't know where I got there, can't remember how long I'd been in there. And then it was like, because the weight was coming, I know I was getting smaller and smaller, because I was going to the gym, I was trying to get big, because obviously I'm massive anyway, do you know what I mean? But no, I was trying to get bigger, so I was going to see my friend, and I was like, why is the weight coming off? And then just became really ill. I went off food, my sense of taste had definitely declined, but like my sense of smell heightened. I smelled everything, like perfume, it was like too strong. And then I woke up in hospital, and the doctors, well, my mum told me, the doctor didn't tell me, my mum explained that it's this, and yeah, I don't think I could take it in. I didn't like to see my mum upset, but for me, it's like, the way I seen it was, if it had to be anyone to do it, my family, it'd be me. That's a selfish way to look at it, because I want to watch somebody else do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you look at it in that way. If that had been my brother or my mum, my dad, or you, that's not in your control. It's like when you put someone in the ring, isn't it? Put them in the ring, it's out of your control. So you don't like watching somebody, like, oh, I wish I could jump in and do it for them. So when you're in to do it.
Did you ever feel like a victim?
No, I wouldn't say I felt like a victim. I felt frustrated. I felt really frustrated, like, why me? But I always kept on looking at that could be, the only way I could keep bringing it back to it could be someone in my family. That could be my brother. My brother was only young. My brother was 14, I think. That could be my brother. So that I can bring it back to if it was somebody else, and I kept strong from that. I didn't really feel like a victim. Yeah, just really angry. My best friend, Richard Wayne, he was training at Trojan. When I went there, and I always remember it because I was hooked. I was having chemotherapy, but it was like boring because you couldn't do anything. I just sat at home and I was just looking around. Everyone, you feel like everyone's just like pampering you all the time. And then when he used to come pick me up and take me out in his car, I got for drives, whatever. He said, I'm going to go to Muay Thai. What's that? And then walked through the doors, and Pete Crook was on the pad with Tony the Blast, and I was like, wow! And straight away, he's like, bang! It's like, all of a sudden, the basketball came on the back burner now. So I used to play basketball. Forget basketball. I want to do this, but I couldn't train. So I used to watch, and I was learning more about. I think I could actually judge a fight before I knew how to actually fight, because you can hear it because you're watching, and I could be able to speak with Tony, the team, like, why are you doing that, and why is that, and what's that, and why is that good, and then I was just like, wow, I want to do this. I didn't ever think I'd fight though, but then it was having my treatment, and it was just, I just felt like it was a really good outlet for me. When 19, 20, that was a difficult time for my family, obviously, and I think it was, when was I given the all clear? I must be getting old, man, or I'm getting hit in the head too hard. I think I got given the all clear when I was 22, I think. And then, so it was literally just going to the gym, watch my friend train. I got to join in a little bit. The gym really understanding what I could and couldn't do. But I never felt like a victim there. I felt like a victim everywhere else, because people just, mummy cuddle you. Oh, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? But in the gym, it's like you see people just hitting each other, like, oh, I like this is really good. And that's why I started doing it.
So what lessons do you think you learnt from going through chemotherapy and that struggle that you've applied to other areas of your life?
I think just recognising where you are, and if things get hard, you've got to push. It might not come in one form. There's different ways you can push something. You've got to push, you've got to find a way to do it. And that's how it really, like, even with my teaching career, when Tony sorted out my university, and that was hard, because I'm dyslexic. That was really hard, but I couldn't give up. So it's kind of like where I think I'd run into a brick wall about 15 times for actually learn my lesson. That's the kind of person that I am. And it's like, you've got to keep, and even though I used to panic, I don't like exam situations, but I can do this. Come on, just one more push. And sooner or later that weight moves, just slightly. We didn't tell anyone that cancer. We jumped in the ring. So when we were discussing, it was best that promoters didn't know, because I might not have gotten the shows. And then also, I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. It was just, I want to be exactly the same as you. We're fighting. It just kind of gave me that opportunity to be not Dean the guy with cancer, Dean the fighter, and that was way better.
And another elbow from Dean James. SK world title holder at 54.5 kilos.
To be honest, my belts, they're really nice, they're pretty. Don't get me wrong, it's always nice to have a belt, but they don't really mean that much. See what I beat for them that means the most is the scalp. So if I fought someone crap, like even one of the belts I've got, I won't even put it on. I've got my belts on display, I won't put it up, because the opponent wasn't up to, he was on the level he should have been to be fought. There's nothing to really be proud of as saying that deserved that, because the levels were different. I just felt, oh, I don't really want to So I'll put them on the side. I'll keep all my other ones.
You've made it clear that it's not your primary source of income.
Yeah.
So why do you want to fight again?
Because I love it. And that's just who I am. I love it. And I want to feel scared. I want to feel that. I want to test with the best that are around and just see who the best really are. And that's why I got offered a fight with another UK fight, which it's got nothing in it for me. I was like, no, I'd rather take the person that battered him last. Like, do you know what I mean? That's no disrespect to him. It's just, why would I fight him if I can fight him? There's got to be some kind of reward, and that's that fear of he might beat me. If I was like, oh, that's a guaranteed win. I'm not going to train. I'll probably lose because I won't train for it. I need that kick up the backside to get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning, go to my run. That time where you're crying in the gym because you're crap. Do you know what I mean? Not the time in the gym where you're like, oh, how long got left? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Is that what scares you then, losing?
No, I've never been scared of losing. What scares me is if I've gone through my career and I've never been challenged. That'd scare me more. Losing, I've never been built to win or lose. Underperforming scares me. If I don't perform, that scares me.
For what reason?
Because I've not met my potential, I've not done the right things. But for me, I can win a fight and I've lost because I've not performed at my best. So you kind of come back like, oh, could have done that better. You look at it and you watch your back like, yeah, you got your arm raised, but come on, Dean, that's a bit sloppy there, weren't it? Come on, there's a shot there, you should have took that. That scares me more than actually losing.
That shows a lot of confidence. Where does that confidence come from?
I'm not confident. I'm definitely not confident. I need a lot of reassurance by my team. I need a lot. But I feel like it's kind of ingrained where it's not that I think that I'm not confident, I think I'm the best. I just want to know if you are. That's what the interesting bit is. I want to know how good you are because I want to push you. Because if I push you, I'm going to get better. And if you beat me, I'm going to learn. So I think with the confidence, no, I'm definitely not confident. Like, I'm confident fight that as soon as my wraps start, I'm a little bit nervous when the wraps start going on. Then by the time that bang, then it's on. But the confidence happens until the bell goes ding. Then you realise you are quite confident because now I really want it. I'm back in my element again. Then you come out the ring and go, whew, I ain't doing this again.
You told me that you do have a tendency to fight and then disappear. Can you tell me why you do that?
Because I need to go and develop. I don't believe in just fight. I don't develop. I need to go and work on things I did wrong in the last one, so those same mistakes don't occur in the next one. So it's like we get back. I don't tend to look at, well, some people say, oh, but you can fight this month, that month, one fight at a time. And then when it's time, my coach told me it's time for me to go again, and then we get the fight on. When I was disappearing, I was studying, I was at uni, my children. You need to have that kind of, you've got to have a balance. So it didn't suit me, everyone saying, oh, he doesn't fight enough, he doesn't do that. But yeah, if you guys are fighting, I'm coming back and beating you all, then why do I need to fight you? So you lot fight amongst yourself, I'll go off, I haven't done my family, I'm still training, so it's not like I've not been training, still fit. Then when I've got what we need to get right, and the time's right, I'll fight. And that's how it's been. Do you know, it's always been that way. I think that I see a lot of people now on one. I've beat a lot of people on there. A lot of them I've beat in my weight division. And they're there, but they're fighting every week. And I just wasn't in a position where I could do that. There's not enough money for my career to go on hold. My family's put it on hold. And we go, okay, another fight. And you're getting 100 quid here, 100 quid there. And no. Now, fortunately, I'll get much better money. But then it was, no. It just didn't make any sense. And I enjoyed it for the fact that I enjoyed what it brought out of me of training. The performing bit was the bit where you get to show off your skills, isn't it? It's in front of an audience. But no, it's not ideal. But people have gone past me who I don't think are necessarily better than me. But they're fighting every week. But, do you know what I mean? Like, it's nice you had 150 fights, isn't it? It's really good. But then when you turn around and say 149 losses, And there's a couple of fighters in the UK that have kind of made a good income after losing a lot of fights, making good highlight reels.
Call of Duty really now.
He has.
Yeah, there you go. Darren's going to stop this, I'm sure. Our very own Darren Phillips. Great performance by Dean James. An absolute stunner.
World-class performance.
I just said I just don't want like warm-up fights. Who's the best one you've got? And I'll go. That's all I need to know. He says, as long as you're the best, I can push. If I think that it's a warm-up fight, that's a dangerous fight to take because you can't really be bothered. I like seeing the best fight the best. So domestically, it's a bit harder to get another domestic opponent who's doing really well to fight another one who's doing really well, and that might just be 2 kilos between. So why not just fight? Like, if he's the best, why are you fighting an Italian guy that I don't even know, or Spanish guy I don't know, and you've got the same guy on the same card? Get rid of the other two and put them two together, because I'd rather watch that. So it's really good, and we've got some really good fighters coming through now. Like, when you look at the stand, it's gone up massively, I think. But I think that's due to more exposure. There's more money involved, so some people can make a full-time living out of it. It is a full-time job. Whereas when I came through, it wasn't a full-time job really. You could open a gym, do a bit here, a bit there. Now you can make money that you can actually, live from.
So looking towards the future now, how long do you think you have left in the sport as a competitor?
You're calling me old? As long as I'm enjoying it, as long as my body's still doing what it can. If I see a performance I don't like, or I think I'm slacking, I'd have to have a conversation with my team, and hopefully they make that call for me. And as soon as I ain't going to do this, there's a lot of fighters that retire, come back, retire. I will never retire, but I might not come back. So you know what I mean? I'm never going to retire, but I won't come back. I just think as long as my body allows me, but I feel good. My weight's good, and I feel quite sensible. I know my body better. I know what I should do when I should do it. Before I could burn out because I just more. No, sometimes less is more.
How do you think you'll be remembered as a fighter?
Hopefully that I've challenged myself. I was willing to challenge myself. I'm not going to say that, you get like the marathon where one loss could change his whole idea, but that's a business, a strategy, isn't it? Just knowing that I was willing to fight the best. Now I'm willing to fight the best. I don't know how to answer that one. That's a really...
Is that recognition important to you?
By the people that I care about. That's more so than recognition in terms of... Obviously it's nice that if you say they're good. Like, I was at a show the other day, and if you're getting recognition, this guy was chatting to me. He said, and he was talking, so, you're from Birmingham? I said, yeah. He said, oh, do you know this fighter? Oh, yeah, I know him. Do you know that fighter? Yeah, I know him. Oh, do you know Dean James? just that moment, I was like,
Heard of it.
I was like, so he's making a comeback. He never left. That's the only response I had. And then he's like, oh, I was like, I'm Dean James. It was just the weirdest moment. So recognition is only what you make it, really. Because if he knows my name and doesn't actually know me, and I've been sat next to him for the last 3 hours. Do you know what I mean? It is. So hopefully just being remembered that I did my best. I've been more, and my kids see me as being a positive role model. That's really important. So my daughter's like, my son did something in school. He said, "Oh, Dad, I've been," because the teacher came out, and she was like, "Are you Mason's dad?" I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, okay," because they live in a different area. And then my son comes out, and my son was like, my son, he comes out with, "Dad, we've been watching you." "What?" So we put you on the interactive board at school. So you put me on. I said, "Yeah, but now what was important was whatever he found was positive, because if you see me effing and blinding, do you know what I mean? In school, you don't really paint a good picture." So I think with my daughter and my son, they're key to me. They're really, and I've done, as long as I've done my whole team proud, I'm happy.